was already a big fighter, I feel like it's a real big step up fight, and it's more so a pass the torch fight. Because the past decade, from 2010 to 2019, Danny Garcia was a big name fighter as an amateur and as a pro.
Yeah.
So now that Earl is the next litter of the crop, the next cream of the crop, it's more so like a passing the torch fight.
You don't like him in as the king of welterweights, eh? Are you worried about them injuries or what? You think he's done completely recovered or what? That's what I worry as a trainer. That's what I worry about. Him getting
I feel like we won't really know until he gets in the ring. No headgear, 8-ounce gloves. Because anybody can feel good. It's a controlled session of sparring. You sparring with 18, 16-ounce gloves, and you got on that thick headgear. Anybody can feel good. And you're going at a different pace when you sparring. The pace is much more slower.
We'll see. We'll see if Dan is able to land one of them no-look hooks.
No-look hook.
That's what my dad called it. He said, man, he throw that shot out that iron and shot in the dark.
Yeah. So
but Danny be seeing that. Hey, for real, people joke about that. But if you watch Danny get a glimpse of that thing before he throw it, and then he know where that thing going.
It's a rhythm punch. Yeah, it's on purpose.
Man, that thing be vicious. But I think Earl Spence, man, is just he a different type. My son, he always talk about the Terrence Crawford. He like the watch Terrence Crawford.
Yeah.
But I'm one of those. I tell him all the time, you can enjoy watching Terrence Crawford, but when you look at my son's skill set, I would say he has a skill set more linked with Earl. When you can put size in the ring, size can cover a multitude of sins. When you got a little bit more size to play with on your side, that big shot that other guy throw that's non-forgiving, it might forgive you a little bit.
Yeah.
And
Earl big.
Just using his physicality on the guy. When shit
he's got some broad shoulders.
When his shit ain't going his way, he get body up on you and it deters you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I'm a Spence fan, man. I like his Errol Spence attitude. I like how he carries himself, man.
Yeah.
It's hard not to be a fan of that guy. For me, anyway.
Well,
I'm a New Orleans guy, but I've been in Houston 20 years, bro. So I like that. He's Texas through and through, bro.
Yeah.
With that, okay, we'll see.
Before this accident, man, I was excited about Earl, and I'm still excited about him. I want to see how he bounced back from this accident. I think Danny Garcia is a big test. Hopefully, we get this fight behind us. We get a win and get back on the path that he was on. Because anytime we talked about Errol Spence in the gym, it would end up with a Canelo matchup in 5 years. Him going up in weight, getting stronger, beating everyone at 147, going up to ending his career at 165 possibly or 160 because he had that frame. Every time we see him, he's a little bigger. Man, walking away from this accident, that's no joke. So we're gonna see how it's gonna affect him inside the ring. Who are some of the people that you've had the opportunity to spar in the ring?
I've had the chance. I've been grateful enough and thankful, to work with Javante Davis, Gary Russell, Gary Antonio Russell, Gary Antoine Russell, Rashid Warren.
Nice.
Man, a lot of these guys, just giving the young guy, a chance to showcase his ability, and I'm real thankful for it, because they ain't have to do it, especially with Tank. Tank brought me in on 2 different occasions, 2 different camps, well 3 actually, for the Nunez fight and the Gamboa fight. What's the third occasion?
The one he fought in Baltimore.
Yeah, that's Nunez.
The one he fought in
Atlanta, that's Gamboa.
And the one before the Baltimore fight. We didn't go to the fight, but you was in camp before that. You was in camp.
Oh yeah, I didn't want to consider that one because that was the camp I did the least amount of sparring in.
Yeah,
but he still bought me.
He was there though, bro. That he looked good. I forgot that. I forgot the Hispanic kid that Tank fought, and that dude that came to fight. Tank had to fight. Tank had to stop him. But and then that Gamboa fight, man, that shit's amazing, bro. If Gamboa, I mean, clearly something was wrong with his foot, right? When he injured, man, I can't see a dude, man, fighting on a ruptured Achilles, man. And he was there all night to when that fight got stopped. 11, 12?
12 rounds.
Gamboa dog, man. Gamboa dog.
Man. Yeah, man. Like I remember when he was the hot product. Remember the hot prospect?
Yeah.
And I walked away from him like everybody. Cuban rhythm fight, and once you figured him out, boom, you started getting clipped and shit. And to watch him in that fight, I was like, man, that's a fight man right there, bro.
Yeah.
You should never count him out. You know what I'm saying? He proved it with that fight, man. And even though, he's on the back nine, but still, bro, that was a hell of a performance, man. And hobbled like that. Clearly something's wrong with his foot. It wasn't a fake
that's how I know he's a dog, man. In between rounds, in between the first and the second and the third, his corner, they was talking about, man, we could call it. We could call it. We could stop the fight. It could be considered no contest. It's between the first 4 rounds.
Right.
And he was like, nah, man, nah, I'm good.
Take that shit up. Yeah, take that shit up. Let's go.
I'm saying, and my seat was like right behind that corner. I'm like, man, he is trying to work. He is coming to fight tonight.
He was trying to win.
I was amazed with that. I was amazed.
How many boxers you seen put tape on their ankle when a fight going on? That's some football stuff.
Never, I don't think. I can't remember a single time that shit happened.
Nah, I was like, that was amazing to me. That man vicious.
Yeah, bro. That's a dangerous guy. Yeah. Jalil, give me your top 3 pound for pound right now, man.
Active fighters?
Yeah, active right now.
Number 1, I guess, because you can say accolades, Terrence Crawford. Even though, most people would have a controversy between my number 1 and my number 2. My number 2 would be Earl Spence.
Oh, shit.
And my number 3, the number 3 is between either Tyson Fury or Canelo Alvarez.
That's my you named all the ones I got up there, regardless of order. Yeah, that's the best fighters in the world, man. I tell you, man, I heard your daddy earlier say how you were, a Bud fan. Man, I'm a Bud fan too, bro. I see. That's why I want that Clash of the Titans, man. I want Spence to be 100. You know what I'm saying? I want him to shake.
Yeah, 100%. So we can see both fighters at their best.
I think that's a style clash that's gonna make for a good fight, and it's gonna be the big strong kid, right, who can box against the clever boxer who made himself. You know what I'm saying? It's that
the clever fighter who can adapt.
I like both of them, man. I like both of them, and if we don't get that fight because of that accident, it'll be terrible.
It'll be the biggest what if in boxing.
Hey, Dan,
I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm gonna tell you something. That Tyson Fury, bro. I ain't never seen. Hey, that's another one. We was talking about Eastern European. I ain't seen an Englishman, man, outside of Lennox. But Lennox came here and got educated, right? He didn't get educated in the States. Man, I'm such a Fury fan, bro. I was like, man, you don't understand, bro. I predicted him. I told everybody I'm gonna knock what you call him out this time. I said, bro, y'all think because Tyson be selling that shit. I said, Tyson's Irish, bro. We just talk shit. I said, Tyson Fury is telling y'all the truth when he say he gonna walk forward because he's an educated fighter. He knows, man, I boxed this dude's ears in and he still clipping. And I almost, I got up by the grace of God. I can't let this dude get set. I got to push him and plug him and jab and feint and make him go backwards. Then
in my opinion, that was the deciding factor in him winning the fight. He made adjustments between the first fight and the second fight. In my opinion, I feel like Deontay didn't make any adjustments, and I'm a big Deontay fan, but I feel like he went out there with the same game plan.
Yeah,
as the fight. Yeah, I'm gonna land the shot.
Man, that 25 pounds helped too that Tyson Fury put on. You can't discredit that extra 25 pounds.
And that's what you gotta understand. That man was telling everybody exactly what he's going to do. They even said, man, you coming in bigger. Yeah, because I'm going to walk this motherfucker out. Everybody said, oh, he's talking shit. And like you said, Deontay just figured, all right, it took me a while to catch him. I'm going to just throw it. I'm going to catch him early. And people say, how can that dude believe that shit? And I'm like, hell, it worked 40-something times in a row, bro. That's how him and his trainers in his corners, and most of all his fans, they believe you can't tell him he can't land that shot. And
put him in there with any other heavyweight, and he knocks them out the same way he's knocked out 40 or however many people he's knocked out. But Tyson Fury has an IQ that he didn't come in there prepared for.
Here's the problem now. That was rough, bro. That wasn't no just knock him out. That man took a beating. And as a trainer, and I told Clarissa Shields this when we talked to her, I said, as his trainer, I got opinions about all that, but I said, do you fight Fury like this? And Clarissa would say, yeah, you're the world champ. You want to get your title back? I said, yeah, but it was such a mismatch. Both fights. The first one, boxing-wise. The second one, it was vicious. I said, do you make them Englishmen pay you to step aside, get your free 7-8 million, let them two English boys figure it out, go knock you out a guy. In the meantime, make sure you safe and sound up here, and then go ahead and get it back. And she was like, but his age, he's like 35, 36 years old. It's a hell of a situation right now, and for Deontay Wilder, and like your dad said, it's really where business and the people who care about the fighter is who's going to win. You know what I'm saying? Now, if he just wants to fight the dude again, so be it. It's his destiny. He do what he wants. But man, that's the type of fight, man, where dudes, you get changed in there, man. That shit was vicious, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I think it went to 7. Round 5, I was already saying,
his corner needs to throw the towel in.
Yeah, I was saying, and when they came out that Breeden wanted to throw I said Breeden was trying to do the right thing for the fight. And they was like, you don't stop this fight. Because when he did throw it, they was mad. I'm like, man,
Breeden, y'all could get this man killed, or he could never be the same.
Breeden knew what the fuck he was gonna look at. He knew it. And my thing was this. With that bleeding from the ear, and come to find out it was just a cut. Great. That's the best thing it could have been. But you don't know that. You don't know that.
It could have been a bursted eardrum, anything.
Some brain juice coming out. I don't know what the fuck that is, man. That shit ain't stopping.
That could have been y'all last time seeing that man walking and breathing. And
clearly, his equilibrium was already shot and all that. So that could have easily been something, Listen, hindsight's 20/20. But in the moment, I was saying, "Oh, I done stopped this fight. I'm through. I'm done. We come back, reset, redo, whatever.
Live to fight another day."
Yeah, and like I said, I probably would have took the step aside money, let Joshua and Fury fight. As long as in my step aside money, I'm guaranteed to fight the winner of that fight. That's what.
And guess what?
That's how he did.
And y'all know who's his people, so y'all know they can negotiate that.
Yeah, that I would have did that. I wouldn't have went right back with this dude. I wouldn't have went back with him.
Y'all ain't part of the
no joke.
Y'all ain't part of the conspiracy theory with the glove gate, are y'all?
Nah, hell no.